Hi Simon, I've been kind of feeling called to contact you since I saw a recording of the finals of America's Got Talent on social media, particularly in reference to something you said about the clairvoyants when you referred to them as aliens. I know you probably didn't mean anything derogatory by it, but you're a huge media persona, and the things that you say spread around the world in the mainstream media, and a lot of really amazing people are doing really, really great work and research to try to dispel myths like that these kind of spiritual, telepathic, psychic abilities are abnormal or weird or crazy, because obviously in our Western cultural framework they're not talked about very openly, and the reason that I'm really passionate about changing this perception within the media is because I worked in mental health and I had a very sudden spiritual awakening to my psychic abilities, and it was really traumatic and disturbing because it kind of shattered my illusion of what mental illness was. And I realized that there are an awful lot of people in the mental health system who are being diagnosed as psychotic and medicated, and my mother was one of them, because of such little understanding around this, and because of those kind of negative messages that go out in the media. And the reason that I'm kind of feeling called to speak to you about it is because I'm wondering if there's any way that you would have a conversation to kind of redress this balance and get a more positive message out there to the public. Because the main research that stood out for me when I've been looking into this for the last 4 years is that when somebody is more likely to have a spiritual crisis, which awakens their kind of innate psychic potential when they've experienced trauma. And what happens is, because it's a very quick kind of realization that doesn't really connect with what we're told by society, or maybe what our kind of perception of what's possible or what's ill is, it can send us into a real psychological crisis. So the research says that what people need when that happens is validation that what they're going through is normal, and some kind of support to journey through the process, and they need it to be normalized. So when somebody as with such a following as yourself kind of puts it out into the media as just a brush off comment that, if you experience these types of things, you're an alien. If somebody with a really low self-esteem, or kind of not a very strong sense of who they are, hears that, it can be really damaging. So it kind of it concerned me when I heard that, and I would really love if there's some way of kind of maybe that we could honour those people that are really struggling with this, if you would be willing to talk about it, and perhaps talk about a message that we could put out to kind of just put forward the other side, that actually, there is a lot of work being done in dispelling the myth that this is weird or crazy. So if you were willing to have that conversation, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks.